Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Next Year Narrow back with another video. Today's topic is going to be Halo Infinite and why, in my opinions, I think it's the last of a dying breed, right? Okay, so let's just jump right into it. In my opinion, Halo Infinite is the game a lot of people love to hate. And I'm not really speaking about the Halo community per se, because, first of all, let me state this by saying I have a lot of respect for the Halo community. I love how vocal we are as a fan base when it comes down to demanding changes and better and just life equality updates. I feel like every fan base should do that. A lot of fan bases don't do that. And with that being said, Halo seems to get the most flack, in regards to pretty much anything it do, whether it's lacking features or lacking content, which I feel like is justified complaints from the community to, speak about. But my problem is when people from outside the Halo community try to put their 2 cents in, people who don't play the game or don't, hold it near and dear to their heart, like us in the community do. That's when I'm like, that's kind of biased. The same people who hasn't gotten an update on Last of Us Factions 2 in 4 years is the same people that try to slander Halo and make it seem like it's the worst thing around. Okay. Now, in my opinion, Halo Infinite is one of the best shooters on the market. I think it's the best shooter on the market, but you can argue that as far as Call of Duty and Apex Legends. Battlefield, mid. Overwatch 2 is Overwatch 1. I argue that's mid as well. The numbers is going down, so that is what that is. Destiny, in my opinion, I never really been a huge Destiny fan, so that's salute to their fan base. But Bungie been fumbling and treating the Destiny fan base like pieces of trash anyway. So I want to start off with one of the reasons it's the last of a dying breed. If you ask me, it's not too many games, right, that can launch with a very solid single player campaign and very good multiplayer. It's not too many games on the market you can point that's doing both of them very well. I love Halo Infinite single player campaign. And I loved it so much to the point where I'm starting to become frustrated that we have yet to get any story DLC, any story DLC updates, any roadmaps, anything like that. Especially with this ring having so much lore in it that Halo Infinite take place. It's the size of Earth, so you can go to so many different biomes and so many different stories. Even if you want to bring in Spartans outside of Master Chief, that'd be so dope for them to do. Um, I would also love for them to add a PVE um, type of mode to the game that people can play. Now, I do love what they've been doing this season with season 4. In my opinion, this is the best season so far. I love the battle pass. I like the hazmat armor uh, in the battle pass and the rewards that they give you. I do wish it was more, attachments for the armor and more colorways specifically for that armor. The colorways is really lacking. I think you only really get like 2 or 3 colorways for that armor. I might even be, I said it might be less, right? So the battle pass is solid in my opinion. It's not my favorite one, but it's some really good things in there. Um, so like I said, it's not too many games that can do good single player and good multiplayer. They listen to the community. Now it did launch, bare bones as far as content, but I go back to the original overarching point that besides Gears of War, what franchise is out here launching with solid single player and multiplayer? They won. It's not too many. And I'm not saying that's the excuse because for as Halo to be as big as it is, I would love for them to treat it with more, prestigious, energy. It should have launched with more this, that, and the third. But, they are making improvements. My biggest reason for taking a break in Halo about a season or two ago was really the XP system. Having to play so many games to slowly level up in the game was very frustrating to go through the battle pass. I really didn't like that, and that was one of my biggest complaints. That and the lack of modes and maps. They have added a plethora of modes. From when it launched to now, a plethora of modes. They have added a lot of new maps. And speaking of maps, it's an update that's coming August 9th. I'm recording this August 4th, Friday. Now, August 9th, we're getting a new map called Dredge, inspired by Reach's Countdown. It's improved Pelican drops coming, Fire Team Priority and Big Team Battle, Extermination, Metal, in all modes. Finally, a respawn camera control. A lot of people I know is going to be happy to be there to see that back. That's been in prior Halos before. Now they also adding reactive water planes, so when you shoot the water on the ground, it splashes, and they just and just overall stability improvements on all platforms. To me, that is really dope. Some of the stuff might be huge, like the map and the respawn camera control, but I also like seeing little small things like the reactive water plane. Little details like that is dope. Right now, I want to also touch on the graphics. It is not. I don't think it's a more technically polished shooter on the market than Halo Infinite. This game nails its graphics, it nails its sound, and it nails its performance and frame rates and target resolution. This game looks beautiful since day one, and it always has, whether you're playing on the Series S or the Series X. And I'll argue it even looks great on last gen consoles as well. Right? Now, it has even gotten better looking with time since launch with the addition of ray trace shadows for the Series S and the Series X, whether you're playing in 120 FPS or 60 FPS. That is a dope addition for those who care. Me personally, I love to have my game look as good as it can, and if I can cut on the ray trace shadows and not have a hit to performance, which it does not, because you have a frame rate counter option that you can put on the top left corner, the top right corner of the screen, and to keep track of your frames. And as you can see in the clips, my frame rates never buckle or drop, and that's with having the ray trace shadows on. So that's very dope, right? So it's a beautiful game. It runs beautiful. It's getting content. It's getting updates. Um, the higher ups at 343 has been better communicating. It's been a lot of change since launch. A lot of people have left the company, and I think that's good. Honestly, I think that's good. Change is good, especially when the community feel like they are not being heard. But it seems like we are finally being heard. Modes is being added. Um, you know, so the game visually has gotten better. Like I said, audio design is great. I really want that story campaign DLC. That'd be lovely, right? And I think Xbox buying Bethesda and Activision is only going to benefit Halo Infinite going forward because for a very long time it was a lot of pressure on Halo and Gears of War because that's pretty much all Xbox had, along with Forza. Those three franchises get to kind of take a back seat, and these devs get to put more time and effort and just polish into their games. Even though you can argue the Coalition, Turn 10, and Playground Games, they never miss. They don't miss. You might say one game is better than the other, but that's only when comparing it within its franchise. It's the same thing with Halo. For so many people to shit on Halo, show me a arena shooter that's comparable to Halo. Splitgate came and left. The arena shooter as a whole is a dying breed. Everything got to be this big battle royale and um, everything just big battle royale and COD. You feel what I'm saying? It's either you chasing the BR thing or you chasing COD. Halo Infinite is Halo. The only thing you can compare Halo to is Halo, and I guess that's why so many fans get frustrated when talking about Halo Infinite because they're comparing it to prior Halos. Um, and that's the thing. Halo 5 had a mid-ass campaign, but very solid multiplayer. So people complained a lot and said, "Yo, Infinite, we really hope the campaign is better." I feel like they put a lot of effort into making sure that those who love the campaign get the best experience that they can from the campaign. The campaign, in my opinion, was better than 4 and better than 5. So with them putting that much time into the campaign, I feel like a lot of content for multiplayer took the backseat approach with them knowing this is going to be a 10-year project. I don't really necessarily agree with that, and I also don't agree with the game being free to play as an excuse for not having as much content. Because once again, nobody in the Halo community asks for the game to be free to play. Because Halo fans, we're gonna buy the game regardless. We're gonna support the game regardless. I feel like a lot of games go that free to play route as a fallback. Like, okay, I can fall back and it's free, it's woody woo woo. Like, no, don't. I can't give you guys a pass on that. But just as quick as I am to critique them, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's in YouTube videos, I will also give them their flowers. Thank you for listening. Thank you for adding maps. Thank you for improving the XP system. Thank you for improving the battle passes. And I also want to point out this as well. Halo Infinite I'm sure it's another game that do it. I can't remember the name, but Halo Infinite is one of the only multiplayer games, live service games, where the battle pass never expires. Right, so you can go buy, the season 1 battle pass and work through it and not have to worry about not being able to get the season 4 battle pass because you want what's in one and you want to grind that one. They all are there for life. So if you miss a season, like me, I was in a coma, so I missed most of the last season. But that's no issue because guess what? It's still there. So I can go back and play that and work through that. And that's really dope. And Halo don't get enough credit for the things it does right. The single player and multiplayer full package of a game. They don't get enough credit for that. They don't get enough credit for how optimized and well the game run across all consoles. They don't get enough credit for listening to the community and adding these modes and these updates and stuff like that. And then you have people from the other side, the PlayStation fanboys, that constantly tries to shit on Halo, right? And that's fun. That's all cool. Console war, woody woo woo. I'll take a part in it because it's jokes at the end of the day, right? A lot of the time. But Factions has been in development hell since 2019 and before. Bungie has came and even told them like, I don't know what y'all doing, but let's start over. So nobody speaks about that. No IGN report, no the media, don't nobody speak about how Sony cannot put out a great multiplayer experience. That's literally why they went and bought Bungie. And I'm not knocking that because, if you lacking in the studios you have can't do something, then go get it. Microsoft does it, so I'm not gonna, knock Sony for doing it. I respect it. And I hope that, Marathon is great, and I hope that the next Destiny installment is great for their fans. I never will want a game to fail. Us over here at Xbox don't do that. We'll leave that to the toxic other side, right? But like I said, man, Halo is the last of a dying breed. People want an infection that wasn't there day one. It has gotten at it. Um, like I said, it's just a lot of great life, quality of life improvements that this game has been getting, man. And I just want to give them their flowers, man. It's definitely my favorite shooter, and it holds a real special place in my heart. It's one of the first person shooters I've ever really fell in love with, besides Modern Warfare 2, 3, and the first two Black Ops, man, in Apex Legends. This Halo has always been my heart when it comes to that category, right? The first person shooter category. And I've always loved the campaign. A lot of people didn't like 5 campaign. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. 4, I like 4. I think 4 is underrated, right? I didn't get to play the multiplayer of the original Halos, 2, 3, and I played Reach multiplayer a lot. But a lot of the times I wasn't able to play it growing up because we couldn't afford to pay for the internet live. My mom was the type of mom where she's like, okay, if I'm gonna go spend $300, $400 on this damn console, you better not come talking to me about paying no goddamn subscription fee. My mom just didn't understand it at the time. She was like, if I got you this console, why do I have to pay more every month? So that's just little shit like that. But, you know, shout out to 343, man, for improving this game. Shout out to the Halo community. If you consider yourself part of the Halo community, and especially someone who's been around through the whole franchise, especially someone like me, who have seen from playing it before launch, after launch, during the dryness, during the horrible XP system, during through the lack of maps, the lack of modes. At one point in time, it wasn't even a Team Slayer option. If you've been playing Halo Infinite since day one, it was not a Team Slayer option. You will have to hope and cross your fingers to get it in a regular social mode. So it's just the game has came a very long way, and I'm very happy with where the game is at, and I'm very interested to see what Season 5 has for us. I think Season 4 has been amazing. I love the new career system rank. I'm working my way through that. I'm shooting to get Onyx. I would love that. That'll be a super flex for me. I'm loving it. I enjoy rank. I do want them to continue to keep adding maps. Sometimes I feel like I get, I play some of the same maps a lot, even though I know it's new maps. It seems like sometimes I don't get the new maps or the maps I want often enough. But that's just kind of like rolling the dice. You're not gonna get your preferred map every time. But you guys, if you made it this far into the video and you like what I had to say, give your boy a like. Make sure you sub to the channel. Share this video out. Please give your 2 cents, comment, What do you guys think about the new update that's coming August 9th? What do you think about the game? What do you think about how far the game has came? Are you also frustrated like I am because we have yet to get no fucking story DLC? That story was great. I loved it, man. I loved it. I can't wait to see what Master Chief has next, man. This has been real. This has been Next Gen Nero. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.